What is going on, everybody? We are back together here with another video here on this Wednesday. And what do we have on deck for today?
Avatar.
Avatar: The Way of Water. Now, I've seen it. My wife has not seen it, but she did see the first movie. Mm-hmm. And you're quite familiar with James Cameron movies, right?
Yes.
He is one of the all-time great filmmakers. He says some pretty crazy stuff as of late, though. When it comes to like masculinity, he seems to be like a feminist now. And boy, I believe that James Cameron from 30 years ago would be like, who is this guy? you know? I mean, how many movies has he made with Arnold Schwarzenegger? I think most of his movies that he's made. Now, James Cameron hasn't made a whole bunch of movies, but Arnold comes to mind. Terminator, Terminator 2, True Lies. And now he has Avatar: The Way of Water. Now, the movie's like 3 hours and like 12 minutes long or something like that. And guns have always been a part of James Cameron movies. I love action movies.
Yes.
I mean, can you think of really any Arnold Schwarzenegger movies without guns?
No.
Twins, you know?
Yeah, twins. Terminator is all, guns.
Well, Terminator is what made James Cameron. Yeah, Terminator is what made James Cameron a household name. And what does the Terminator actually carry as a weapon?
Yes.
He carries a gun, right? Mm-hmm. So he made a statement here. You can see here, James Cameron cut just 10 minutes of gun action from Avatar 2. What's happening with guns in our society turns my stomach. Now, I didn't know that he actually cut 10 minutes of gun violence. The movie's, like I said, 3 hours and 12 minutes, and I'm pretty sure that he probably filmed like 4 or 5 hours worth of footage overall for the movie. I didn't notice a difference. He's talking about 10 minutes. But this is concerning right here for me because he's talking about making another Terminator movie. And when you think of the Terminator, you're thinking of what? A whole bunch of guns.
Yeah, he was saying that making Terminator without guns or a lot of guns or something.
Yeah, he said that he would actually do things different now if he actually went back to the past. Mm-hmm. I don't think his Terminator movie would be that good if this version of James Cameron was actually making it. But let's go down here and talk about this because he actually lives in New Zealand. I didn't know that. He's a Canadian. He's not American. He's a Canadian, but he lives in New Zealand. It says here, Hollywood director James Cameron has revealed he cut 10 minutes of gun action from the new Avatar sequel, saying, "What's happening with guns in our society turns my stomach." In an interview with Esquire Middle East, James Cameron also spoke about gun culture in his adopted country of New Zealand. Quote, "I'm happy to be living in New Zealand, where they just banned all assault rifles 2 weeks after that horrific mosque shooting a couple of years ago." I think I remember that. Do you remember that?
No.
I barely remember it. I don't know all the details of that, but I do recall a mosque getting shot up over there in New Zealand. But man, they ban assault rifles. So I guess no AR-15s or anything like that.
The thing of banning gun is that, as everybody know, criminal can still get guns.
Yeah. For the most part, people are killed by other people without guns. But even if you ban guns, guess what? People still going to get guns.
Yes, and people still going to get killed by a knife or like a car.
Majority of people, more people get killed by knives than they do guns.
Yeah. Or they get killed by other thing like a car running, through the person.
Well, think it is. Drugs are illegal, right?
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of drugs still getting in. Drug laws aren't really stopping that. But Cameron explained why he cut the scenes from Avatar: The Way of Water. Quote, "I actually cut about 10 minutes of the movie targeting gunplay action," he said. I wanted to get rid of some of the ugliness, to find a balance between light and dark. You have to have conflict, of course. Violence and action are the same thing, depending on how you look at it. This is the dilemma of every action filmmaker, and I'm known as an action filmmaker. Yeah, you're one of the all-time great action filmmakers. But he says, I look back on some films that I've made, and I don't know if I would want to make that film now. I don't know if I would want to fetishize the gun like I did on a couple of Terminator movies 30 plus years ago in our world. What's happening with guns in our society turns my stomach. So in other words, he's saying he would have never made the Terminator then. James Cameron would not have a career without Terminator. True Lies. Lots of guns. They had remember that scene in True Lies where Arnold Schwarzenegger was in the bathroom? Mm-hmm. And then the other guy comes in, there's this all-out fight. Of course, physical fight, guns, kills a lot of people. And he's talking about he wouldn't make those movies. What is James Cameron going to make? What is he going to make? Kids movies?
Maybe.
What are your thoughts on this?
I think he's getting into too deep about like gun control, and he thinks it's a good thing or something.
Yeah, if he thinks he's contributing to gun violence by making movies, he's mistaken. These movies don't really cause people to go out there and start shooting up people.
No, his movie is not violent. Well,
they are violent, but
in a way, but not in some more movie are more violent.
Yeah, some movies are more violent. Those like Titanic wasn't a violent movie.
No,
there's one gun in the whole movie when Cal tries to shoot Jack and Rose.
Yeah,
that was no. That was another scene too. Murdoch actually shot himself. In that movie too, but it's not really a movie based on guns. Aliens, he made Aliens, guns.
Yeah.
Terminator, guns. Terminator 2, guns. And True Lies, guns. I mean, the man, he knows he's an action filmmaker, but look at this. Avatar director James Cameron featured nearly 100 guns in just 5 movies from 1984 to 2009. 100 guns in 5 movies.
What does he think he contributed to violence because his movie has gun?
It could be. It's probably nothing more than a virtue signal, really.
Because
he wants to put it out there. I believe, like, oh, I'm not for gun violence and all of that, so I'm not gonna I wouldn't make these movies anyway. I think he's full of shit. I think he still would have made Terminator. I think he would have. I mean, look right here. The Terminator right there in that picture is holding a machine gun right there. And of course, in the Alien, that's not I don't believe that's a real gun right there, but still. Handguns. I mean, his whole career has been about that.
I think that people will use gun, either for good or violent, with or without seeing his movie.
Yeah. Right. Why do we have a gun?
To protect ourselves.
Yeah. We're not going around shooting people.
No.
I believe 98% of people that have guns are going to use it for the right reasons.
Yes.
Whether it's hunting or just self-protection.
Yes.
But you do have, I'm talking about legal gun owners, by the way. Mm-hmm. But if you have street criminals, they're going to do that thing. You take away their guns, they're going to find something else.
Yes.
Like I said, drugs are illegal, but you still got drug dealers on the street. Mm-hmm. Nothing he would have done would have stopped any type of gun violence. I believe it's actually it should be more on the individual.
Yes. I think that, the society need to teach people, what is the purpose of using gun, instead of using gun for
Well,
violence.
I believe if you listen to the society today, they're going to completely lie about it.
Well, yeah.
So, but I think common sense thinking people know gun owners use guns to protect themselves or to hunt. They know that. But I believe James Cameron he's in that Hollywood bubble still. He's still a filmmaker. So he actually has to go out there, and I'm pretty sure Hollywood expects him to make statements like this. I'm pretty sure they do. But you know what? Even as virtuous as Disney is, guess what? The Andor show, what did they feature? They featured a gun that looked like an AK-47 in it.
Yeah.
And remember that? And the Wolfsters were crazy. They went out of their mind.
Yeah.
But when it comes to guns like Star Wars, even under Disney, there's a whole bunch of blasters, right? Mm-hmm. Lightsabers, even though they aren't real, those are weapons. Of course, you can't really replicate that.
Yeah. I think what he said is so unlike him.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm disappointed with him in saying this right here. And like I said before, he's the man that made Arnold Schwarzenegger famous.
yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger has guns pretty much in every single movie that he made, except for Twins and, of course, Conan the Barbarian, because there was no guns back then. Mm-hmm. But when you think of any Arnold movie, he has a gun like in 98% of them, I would say, out of all the movies he's made. When he came back for Terminator 3, he had a gun. Terminator Genesis, which sucked, he had a gun. Terminator
Salvation.
Woke Fate. Well, he wasn't in Salvation. Remember, they just did that digital recreation because he was the governor, and they just put his likeness over a T-800. But even so, even that T-800 didn't actually have a gun, though, in Salvation. But anyway. Yeah, this is crazy, man. I'm not too surprised that he would probably come out and say this because of the nature of Hollywood right now. I believe these filmmakers, they just go along to get along with these crazy statements. But yet, if they truly believe this stuff, guess what? They would stop putting guns in movies. But they're never going to do it. James Cameron and Hollywood knows that they can make money off violent movies. The people that's actually complaining about it, guess what? They're just not going to go see movies. They're not.
Yeah.
But I think that's going to wrap it up, guys. Anything else to say about this?
No.
Yeah. Disappointing, but not surprising, guys. But thank you guys for listening. We'll be back on Friday with another video. And get ready for the new year, because New Year be here on Sunday. That being said, guys, we'll talk to you on Friday.
Goodbye.